Welcome to the show. Let's walk. Early morning. Welcome to Speaking Smashinese. Just remember, guys, if I say things twice, like there's two different audiences, that's because there are. This is a podcast. Let me make sure this car is locked. And I'm on audio platforms and YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at Speaking Smashinese. If that's not where you're already watching me. If you're on YouTube, yes, the visuals are basic. They're repetitive because that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about walking and talking. All right, first of all, like I said, welcome to Speaking Smashinese. What is Smashinese? Something I created, and it's just the language of making love. All the things that you need to work on, be focused on, fix, improve, and master if you want to fix that intimacy in that bedroom. I walk and I record in real time. This is like a weekend, so if you're new, you still may not know that. Anyway, there's a question that I'm seeing more and more people avoid, and not because it's a hard question, but because it's clearer. Big truck, guys, like I said. Because it's clearer than they want it to be. In today's show, we're going to talk about an attempt to answer the question. How's that? The question: are you loved, or are you just convenient? Because convenience wears the same outfit as love. The same good mornings, the same laughter, the same late night talks, the same pillow talk, the same toe curl and smash sessions. But some of you are not fluent in what? You're not fluent in Smashinese. So you cannot recognize when or why you are in the convenient role as opposed to being in the role of somebody who's loved, cherished, wanted, hey, maybe even coveted, right? And it matters because no matter how good it appears to be, it, meaning the relationship that you're in with someone, being the temporary, convenient option doesn't carry the same weight as being chosen. Okay. Here you go again, coach. Blah, 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 blah. What are convenience relationships? Now, before I even get into that, keep in mind that every situation that an adult puts themselves in, they choose to be in. Okay? And I'm referring to relationships right now. So there's some overlap. Okay? If, for instance, you are into polyamory, right? That's being in an intimate relationship with more than one person. None of those people are there in the role of convenience, okay? So to each his or her own. I'm not judging, and actually a lot of that extracurricular stuff can be quite cool, okay? But what are convenience relationships? Or, as I like to call them, placeholder relationships, where you're not fully chosen, just available enough to keep around. If you're watching on YouTube, after your walk with me, jump down in the comment section and answer. These bugs aren't cool. Answer this question. When was the last time I felt fully chosen? I, meaning you, of course, not just included. When was the last time you felt fully chosen, not just included? I really want to see what you guys have to say. Now, let me put on my psychology hat. Convenience in a relationship gives you access, but not priority. And your brain struggles with that because you get just enough affection to make you want to stay in that situation, but not enough consistency to feel secure with that person you are with. That creates what I call emotional limbo. This is where you're not hurt enough to leave the situation you are in, but you are also not fulfilled enough to relax. You're not fulfilled enough to be comfortable and chill. Let me try to show you what this looks like. Okay? It's Friday night. You haven't heard from your quote unquote boyfriend all week. So ladies, I'm talking to you now. All right? There have been no check-ins, no real conversation, not anything worth being happy about. Then, at about 10:42 p.m., your phone lights up and you hear this voice. Hey, what are you up to? Well, unless he's black, then he might say, yo, what's good with you? But whatever his ethnicity is, this is what you don't hear. Hold on, guys, I'm crossing the street. Pay attention to what I'm doing so I won't go viral for the wrong reason. Okay. You won't hear, I made plans for us. You feel like going out? And you damn sure are never hearing, I've been thinking about you. We should go grab something to eat or something. You in the mood? And even if he does say these things, ladies, he still has not reached out to you or answered any of your calls or text messages for a whole week. That's right. So imagine this scenario where you've even tried reaching out because you were wondering, what's going on? How can he go all this time without talking to me? Yes, I have a vest on, guys, and I'm going up a hill right now. Can you all say brutal? Okay. Somehow, after all of what I just said, right, you still go on this shallow little date. And I get it. You don't go because it feels right. You go because it feels close enough to what you would really like to have with this person. Hill is destroying me. But ladies, have you wondered to yourself, if I stopped reaching out to him completely, would this connection still exist? That answer tells you everything you need to know. And don't play. You know the answer. Let me put my show notes away. And if you're walking with me, you can pause as well. Do some push-ups or some squats, body weight squats, or some burpees or some jumping jacks or something. Let's get the heart rate up even more. I don't really need it going up this hill, but we're chasing the very best version of ourselves. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, that felt good. So I think I'm gonna do a couple more. Excuse me, guys. Allergies kicking in. Bugs are in full effect. Okay. See if I can pump out a couple more. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 61, 62, 63, 64, 5, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Okay. Got 75 push-ups out of the way. Let me know down in the comments. Excuse me. How many you managed to get. And then we'll get into another scenario. Okay? If I can catch my breath. Stop littering, guys. All of this McDonald's trash on the ground. It's not cool. Respect the earth. Anyway, let's say you've been talking to someone for months. You laugh, you connect, you've even shared personal things with this person. But then you realize, hey, wait a minute. You've never been invited to anything that was planned in advance. You don't know any of their friends. You don't know any of their families. And they never mention anything about future events with you. No talk of anything in the future where you are included in the conversation. You always hear things like, well, you know, we'll see. Or chill, let's play it by ear. And slowly, did I say slowly? I meant to say, hopefully, you realize you're not in their life plan. You're in their free time plan. Is this what you really, really want for yourself? And if it is, let's imagine you have a son or a daughter. Is this what you really want for them? Because to say it's okay for you is to also say you're fine with them being on someone else's free time plan as well. Listen, this has nothing to do with friends with benefits, people that just hook up and they both are getting something out of it. That's totally different. This is when the relationship is one-sided. One person has expressed they want a whole lot more, something long-term. They want permanency, and the other person doesn't even address it. They just kind of keep you at arm's distance. Now, we're saying that. Let's separate two types of people who create this, what we'll call for, let's just say, with our psychology hats on, right? We'll call the first type of person the user, okay? This person knows exactly what they're doing. They take your time. They take your attention. Sometimes they attempt to monopolize your attention. They take your emotional energy. They take your good old precious lovemaking. And yeah, they're going to take your gifts, right? They're going to take the gifts that you extend to them. But they give you just enough attention to keep access doors to you open just wide enough to slide in on occasion when it is convenient for them. They never do it for you. That's the user, guys. That, what I just described, was the user. Now, type number 2. We call him or her the lingerer. Lingerer. The lingerer. This one's more subtle, and I will say that the lingerer is a lot more common than the user. You'll see a lingerer or encounter a lingerer a lot more. The lingerer cares about you, but not enough to commit. The lingerer doesn't want to lose you, but they won't choose you. Uh-oh, coach. You got bars. the lingerer stays present. They're around a lot more than the user is, but without progressing. There's no growth. Nothing appears to be going forward for you guys. And then one day, you discover this podcast, Speaking Smashinese. You realize the futility of what you were going through with this lingerer. And you finally pull back. You stop texting first. You stop overextending. And suddenly, dun, 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 that person, that lingerer that you wanted to be with so badly, but they were ignoring you, they suddenly reappear. But wait, now he or she is more attentive. He or she is more interested. He or she is a hell of a lot more affectionate for about a week. Here we go. But then things fade again. That's not love, people. That's fear of losing access. Fear of losing access. Don't fall for it, please. And if you are walking with me right now, ask yourself, what am I giving consistently to the person that I'm talking to, or the person that I'm in this so-called uncommitted relationship with, that is not being protected or returned? Okay? And be honest. Don't lie to yourself, because your happiness is what's at stake here. And you should care, excuse me, about that. And listen, guys, I'm not being ignorant here. I know some of us stay in these win, lose, lose, win situations because the good moments feel real to you. You've invested time in this relationship, and that counts for something, right, Coach? Yes, it does. And look, I agree with you. Starting over feels exhausting. There's nothing worse than trying to meet a new person and do something, try to figure things out all over again. I 100% agree that it is exhausting. So, you wait patiently and continue to believe consistency is on the way. They're gonna change. Consistency is on the way. But here's the truth. Inconsistent love creates stronger attachment than consistent love. What? That's why it's so hard for you to leave. Wait, hold on. Well, blah, 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 back up. Wait a minute, Coach. Watch your mouth, fool. Are you saying people in halfway relationships can be closer than people in proper dream, fantasy, fairy tale relationships? Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying. And let's get into it. There's a quiet trick the brain plays when love shows up and then disappears. It's called intermittent reinforcement. This is a concept from behavioral psychology that explains why unpredictable rewards can be more addictive than consistent ones. Let's unpack that in human terms, because I know sometimes some of the vocabulary that I use might be confusing to some listeners. Now, some of you that are my graduate students, you may understand these terms, okay? But, or you study psychology, right? Let's talk about what inconsistent love actually does, okay? When someone is warm one day, but he or she is distant the next, okay? This describes that type of person, all right? Someone who's fully present, then suddenly gone and totally out of the picture. Like they just forgot about your little butt. Your brain doesn't relax. It locks in. Okay, I'm being chased. Come on. Okay. Because now your brain, is trying to solve a puzzle. Okay? And your brain is making you think, how do I get that near perfect version of the person that I'm with back? And that question right there, that question right there, that one right there, that becomes the attachment. Oh, starting to warm up. I'm a little over a half a mile. Think about a slot machine, right? You don't win every time, right? If you did, it would get boring. But you win just enough at unpredictable times. Come on now. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Do you see why I'm bringing up the casino and gambling? That unpredictability. Let me get back on the sidewalk. That unpredictability at the casino is what keeps you pulling the lever or the lever, whatever you say, or what keeps gamblers pulling the lever. And relationships can absolutely mirror what happens in casinos. Imagine how good a deep conversation feels after days of silence. Okay? Your brain needs it. Think about how a random affectionate message feels after you haven't heard from someone in like forever. Okay? Like forever, ever. And how does one, let me change my voice up. And how does one amazing night of calm and harmony feel after a week of confusion and negativity in your relationship. Your brain goes, there it is. That's what I've been waiting for. Oh, baby, I love you. And I miss you so much. And now, guess what? And now you're invested again. You were over it. You were done. But see, nothing really bad happened. Nobody put their hands on you. Nobody cheated on you, per se. But here you are. They fed your brain what it needs, and you're all the way back in. If you've ever been guilty of this or know someone who has, say amen. And let me explain what's happening under the surface. And when I say under the surface, I just mean in the brain of the person who's getting pulled back into a situation where they probably do not belong. Dopamine spikes in your brain when you anticipate connection. Dopamine, D-O-P-A-M-I-N-E. Oxytocin releases in the brain during moments of closeness. And if you haven't seen my post on cuddling, check it out. Because I go deep into these moments of closeness and how, to some people, closeness is needed for their survival, for them to even recognize that you really do love them. And go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you aren't. And if you're on YouTube, find me on your favorite podcast platform. And please download Speaking Smashinese. And look, if dopamine and oxytocin, how should I put this? If dopamine and oxytocin are the good hormones, right? Cortisol, C-O-R-T-I-S-O-L, cortisol is the bad hormone, and it rises during uncertainty and distance. Hear me out now. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Cortisol is the reason I'm walking right now, okay? Because when you're stressed, it makes it nearly impossible to lose excess adipose tissue, excess fat, okay? Excess visceral fat, specifically. So we're out here talking and trying to address that with walking. All right? So, think about it. You're cycling through. Now this is crazy. Hope, relief, anxiety, reward. Say it. Please say it again, Coach. Hope, relief, anxiety, reward. Over and over and over and over and over again. That loop doesn't just create attachment, it creates dependency. So just like gamblers get addicted to casinos, me and you can get more addicted to people that don't treat us good than the people that do. Oh, but why, Coach? Why? Explain this crap to me right now, sir. This doesn't even sound right. The universe couldn't have done this to us. Okay. Well, the universe did. And let me try to explain. Here's the paradox. Consistent love feels stable, feels calm, feels predictable. Now, consistent love is the love that we say we want, what we should want, and what most of us know that we want. But to a brain that's used to highs and lows, it can feel less exciting. Not because it's worse, but because there's no chase. There's no withdrawal. There's no relief cycle. You got the person that you were after, and they've got you. So there's no friction, okay? And I'm not talking about the ups and downs that people have in a relationship. There's just peace as it applies to knowing what tomorrow's going to bring, being included in someone's life, so on and so forth. This is important, people. So let me run it back. Excuse me. You don't hear from your smash buddy for 3 days, okay? You naturally start to detach. Now, keep in mind, this is not something that happens in a good, normal, stable relationship, okay? You start to detach. 3 days? Come on, man. You tell yourself, I am done this time. Then suddenly, you get a phone call. Hey, I've been thinking about you. What are you doing? And just like that, your entire emotional system resets. Not because the message was powerful. All the person did was say, "What's up? How are you?" Right? But because they did that after an extended absence that affected you in ways you may not even understand. And now, because you may be thinking, let's talk about why it's so hard to leave these types of situations. But you can cheat on the good person like it's nothing. Not everybody, but some of you, and you know who I'm speaking to. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Leaving isn't just about walking away from a person. Let's get that out of the way first. It's about breaking a pattern your brain has learned to crave. You're missing the possibility of them. This is getting good, guys. This is getting good. You're missing the version that showed up that one perfect night in the hotel. You're missing that one deep conversation not too long ago. You're missing that one moment that felt so real. And your brain keeps saying, what if that version comes back for good? You see the hope? You know the list I just gave a few minutes ago? This is the hope. You know what to expect, but your brain believes, it's convinced that something different is going to happen the next time. But let me be brutally honest with the hormone junkies. And here's the line that changes everything. Consistency is what defines love. Inconsistency is what defines hope. And hope without evidence can keep you emotionally invested far longer than love ever should. Look, here's a simple reality check. If someone gives you, how should I put this? 20% consistency and 80% confusion, and you respond with 100% emotional investment, that's not love growing. That's hope compensating. So the next time you feel pulled back in by a person who treats you like a low grade option, I was going to say like just some other option, like a low grade option, ask yourself, am I responding to who they are consistently? Or am I responding to who they are occasionally? Here we go. Ask yourself, do I feel secure or just temporarily relieved? Because that temporarily relieved can clothe itself like something like security, like being secure, right? And please ask yourself this final question. If this pattern never changed, would I stay? Okay? We learned a lot today. All right? You see, inconsistent love doesn't hold you because it's strong. It holds you because it's unresolved. And the human mind has a hard time letting go of things that never fully made sense. Right? If you do not hear from your significant other every single day, answer the following question for me. Excuse me. In the comment section below, if you follow me on YouTube, okay? Am I being loved or am I being managed? And remember, before you answer, love doesn't keep you guessing every week. It may not be perfect. That's not what this conversation is about. But it is clear, okay? But convenience keeps you almost sure. Almost sure. And almost is where people lose years of their precious lives and happiness. So, let me end with some tips and hacks to help all of you. Know if your presence is temporary. Know if your presence is temporary. Well, here's some red flags. We love that word on this podcast, right? Because red flags do what? They give us early warning of things that just might be a problem. When your partner wants to do something, their plans are always last minute, or inconsistent. When your partner, or so-called partner, right, when they speak about their future, you are not included in their future conversations. Emotional closeness disappears quickly after intimacy. Do you notice that? Do you notice that? It's gone. It was so passionate. But then that emotional closeness is just gone afterwards. If your partner calls an Uber for you almost immediately after lovemaking, or they simply get dressed and leave because they're at your place, they just don't feel very much for you. Okay? Unless it's a friends with benefits type situation, and this is what you guys are on. This is what you guys have agreed to. Listen, that is a beautiful part of life as well. But we both should be on the same page. And this requires honesty. You know what it is between you and I. Okay? If you feel like you're earning your spot repeatedly, and I mean, you get excited because you feel like how can I put it? You feel like the number one, the main squeeze, the apple of the eye, only after you and that other person do something special together. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. This is a massive problem. So, as we start to wind down, I'm about to finish my loop. How do you detect a user? A user only contacts you when they need something. A user rarely shows up for your difficult moments or difficult times in your life. A user's effort is inconsistent and transactional. They really only do something for you after you've done something for them. This is what transactional means, guys. And here's a big one, chat. I think that's the first time I've used that. Can I call you guys chat? Y'all need a name. You're supporting me. A user keeps conversations centered on themselves. They simply cannot find it in themselves to talk about you. So, regardless of what the conversation is, do not fall for this trick. And yes, let's call it a trick. Okay? Do not fall for this. It will continue to happen over and over and over again. And what else before we go? We also talked about the lingerer. So, coach, how do you detect a lingerer? Slightly different. A lingerer says they care about you, but they avoid commitment to you. A lingerer keeps communication alive, but things never really go anywhere between you and them. Lingerers don't want you, but they also don't want to lose what you were doing for them, so they cleverly re-engage or offer to take you out when, and only when, they can feel that you're pulling away from them, or they know they get a feeling inside that, hey, maybe too much time has elapsed. Maybe I waited just a little bit too long. But that's okay, because a lingerer always avoids defining the relationship clearly, because they don't want to appear to be a liar or a user. So a lingerer thinks what they're doing is fine, and that it's users that are the bad people. Now, I thought about going into dating apps in this episode, but I don't use dating apps, and I just don't know enough about them to offer anything of substance, okay? But I am researching, I'm hearing from you guys, which is just sparking more research. So I may touch on that subject sometime in the future. Look, chat, at the end of the day, convenience will keep you close, but it will never move you forward. And love doesn't hide in confusion. So ask yourself one last time, am I being chosen or just kept? Because those are two very different lives. You are listening to Coach Sumo. You are listening to Speaking Smashinese, and I hope to walk with you or exercise with you in the next episode. Keep prioritizing your physical, emotional, and mental health first. Keep your water, guys. Hydrate. Hop down in the comment section, please. Let me know if you like this format. I can't really change it though, because I haven't walked this much in a week, and I don't know how long. So I'm getting a lot out of this as well. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.